Hey nerds, Conan the Librarian here, and if I got some fucking books to show you. um, this isn't even the uh, collection that I mentioned in my previous video that I purchased. This was just a random epic find at an opshop. This lady, lovely lady, took me out the back. She let me go at the back room and go through all the books that she hadn't put out yet on the shelf. So that was awesome because I already cleaned out her shelf. We're off to a great start. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so I basically emptied the shelf on the shop floor, and then she said, come out the back and have a look what I've got to put out. So I went out the back, and I basically took everything that was out the back as well because it was awesome. But before I show those, I'll get this big bastard out the way. This is a really nice book. This was, it's called Masks, Faces of Culture. Yeah, it's a really nice, thick coffee table book. Nunley McCarthy, but it is what it says it is. It's just a book on masks, but it's got some really cool pictures of different masks from around the world and all their different cultures and stuff behind these masks and stuff. I thought it might have had the one with like from The Mask. It just sort of reminded me of that book, so I picked it up. It's a really, really good book. I've read some of this. It's very easy to read. There's not really much words in there. It's mainly pictures and then a brief description about the mask and the history behind it and that. It's just really, really cool. I will be putting this up on my Etsy if there's anybody out there that wants it. NewSpaceAgeBooks. It's been trickling along, but I've posted a lot more on there recently, so there's a lot more to choose from. I did get some, I've been getting some messages from people who have seen my YouTube channel. I've had a couple inquiries about why some of the books aren't on there. On my Etsy. They are for sale. I just haven't listed them up there yet because I've got too many. It takes a while to clean them all and put them up and try and, yeah, it's taking longer than anticipated. So after this, I film this video, I will be posting a bunch more. But if there is anything that you see in these videos and you are interested in them, please send me a message on here. Send me a message privately on my Library of Conan Instagram page, or you can also send me a message through Etsy itself on the NewSpaceAgeBooks page, which people have been doing, so that's awesome. But yeah, you can let me know those few ways and we can sort it out. But this one I will be listing on Etsy very, very soon because it is an amazing, amazing book. I couldn't leave it there. If it doesn't sell, I'm happy to keep this one myself, absolutely. So there is that one out the way. Let's get rid of this box here. So this is basically, this big banana box was everything I got from this one op shop with maybe a few others over here, but I sort of grouped them together. So we'll just go through in a sort of sorted, organized way. We've got Turning Point by Lisanne Norman. I swear I've got some Lisanne Normans in my back at home in my storage unit, but I can't remember. How's my hair? Amazing. Yeah. So we got that one. We got Razor's Edge. I'm sure these are all part of a series because I've got the similar characters on the front pictures, like on the front covers rather. Dark Nadir, Shylock Alliance novel. I think that's what this is, Shylock Alliance, I think, for the most part. These are really cool. Most of these books that I'm showing today will be on my Etsy store because I just cannot keep them. I cannot keep any more of these books. I need to sell them. I need to get some, start making some money off these because finding work has been very hard. And now my car needs repair and I can't afford it. So it's just, I am struggling a little bit, but we've got Fortune's Wheel. Fingers crossed I have some work coming up in the very, very, very near future. I'm hoping to find out today, in fact, of filming this video. But yeah, that's some Lisanne Normans. We got Elizabeth Peters, Night Train to Memphis. This is an author that I've been meaning to get into for a long time. I like my murder mysteries, and I like this sort of era that this is set in. I've got a really nice, cool cover on there, and I thought this was book 1. It's the only reason I picked it up. It was only $1 from this same op shop, so I got the rest of them from. But I thought it was book 1. It's actually book 5. I'm positive it was book 5. Yeah, it says her 5th book on there. So because I looked at the front of the book, and it said, "Oh, Night Train to Memphis is top of the list," but it's not the first book. So that's slightly annoying, but I will be able to find some more Elizabeth Peters. I think the first one is Snake, the Crocodile, and the Sand or something. Oh, the Snake, the Crocodile, and the Dog. That could be her first one. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's really good. The lady said it's a really good book though. She's we were talking for ages about books. I got this trilogy. This is the Black Jewels trilogy by Anne Bishop. So we've got the whole 3 here. Daughters of the Blood, Heir of the Shadow, and Queen of the Darkness. So these are, I think, late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, I think it was like 98 to 2000. So some of that awesome fantasy that I really need to read some fantasy from that era. But these ones will be going up on my Etsy as a trilogy. So if you're after this, keep an eye out, because hopefully that will be up there very, very, very soon. What we got? I got some Elizabeth Moon. That's not Bane, believe it or not. We got Rules of Engagement. Once a Hero, which is book 4. That was book 5 of the Sereno Legacy. This is book 4 of the Sereno Legacy. Change of Command, book 6. And Against the Odds, book 7. The explosive final novel. So these, I don't know, these are from Orbit, and I'm used to seeing Elizabeth Moon with Bane, which I do have some. I'm pretty sure I got some of her stuff, yep, in Bane as well to show off. But yeah, I've never seen the Orbit versions, so these could be just newer printings. This one seems to have, this one in particular, what's this? Book 6 has something in it. Oh, it's an Elizabeth Moon reader questionnaire. I thought it was a bookmark, but anyway. I haven't read any of her stuff. I have a lot of her stuff, but I haven't read any. I just picked all these up. These are all $1 each, so that's why I picked them up. Even though I might keep some, most of them will be selling. I just, yeah. Got a couple of David Lee and... start again. Got a couple of David Eddings. This is David and Lee Eddings. This is Belgarth the Sorcerer. I'm not too concerned about keeping these single editions because I have some omnibus versions somewhere. So I will bundle these up when I get more and sell them off. It's in pretty good condition, aside from the usual wear and tear around the corners and some spine creasing, but it's fine. It's a fine book. Then we got the Ruby Knight. Haven't read any Eddings. I really need to. That's why I kept those omnibus ones that I found of his. So Phyllis Einstein. This is the sequel to Sorcerer's Son. This is called The Crystal Palace. There's a lot of random books in here, but I couldn't leave them there for $1. And the lady was so nice. I just wanted to give her some money. So we got Crystal Palace. Anne McCaffrey and Margaret Ball. Partnership. I don't know. I actually don't think I have this one. Partnership doesn't sound familiar, so that'll be one that I've got to keep. We got Sword Dancer by Jennifer Robertson. Hopefully this is a standalone because it's got an amazing cover art there, so I probably will keep this one. It's only 300 pages, if that. But that one looks really cool. Nice fantasy. We got The War Minstrels by Karen Haber. Woman Without a Shadow, Karen Haber. I'm guessing that could be part of the same series. Connie Willis, Bellwether. Yeah, I recognize that author, so I'll probably keep that one. Sword Breaker by Jennifer Robinson. Oh, okay. So we got Sword Dancer and Sword Breaker. It's really cool. I'm sure they are possibly related somehow. We got The True Knight, Book 3 of the Warhorse of Estragon, Susan Dexter, author of The Prince of Ill Luck. It's got really cool artwork. This has been unread. A lot of these books are in really good condition, just unread. This is another sort of late 90s. 95, mid-90s. First edition, January 1996. David Weber, That Isn't a Bane. This is a Tor science fiction. Hell's Foundation's Quiver. It's part of the Safehold series. It's quite a big one. It's like 800 pages. Whoa. Just under 1,100 pages. Jesus. Been looking for this one for a very long time. Dan Simmons, Endymion. This will finish off my the quartet, the Hyperion, Fall of Hyperion, Endymion, and I guess Fall of Endymion or something. Whatever the one after this is. But I have them all in this cover, so that's awesome. So that's definitely a keeper. I had to get this. I got this one for myself. I might be able to, I might sell it. It's only worth about $16 to $18, depending, for the little paperback. This is a pan paperback of The Godfather by Mario Puzo. I've never read it, never seen the movies. I know, blasphemy. But I've heard there's a hardcover book that I don't know if they've just released it, like a year ago or so. But apparently that hardcover is really good. But I found the paperback. I've been asked if I've had a copy of this before for sale, and I never have, so I just picked it up. Eagle Heart. I didn't really mean to get this one, but it's not. It's kind of sci-fi, but not really. But maybe it is. But it's book 1, Silver Wings and Leather Jacket. It just who's it by? C.T. Westcott. I don't know. It just seemed really cool. It's got an awesome cover. It's set in 2021, but it was written in 1989. So, yeah, it just seemed really cool. And it's book 1 of 3, I believe. So that's cool. Tales to Scare You Stiff by Alfred Hitchcock. I'm going to read this. This is a keeper, and then I'll probably move it on because it's only a couple hundred pages. It's not even. Oh, yeah, a couple hundred pages. Should be a very quick and easy read. And I love me some Alfred Hitchcock. Never seen that one before, so I thought I'd pick it up. We got Emerald Eyes by Daniel Keyes Morgan, which has that very similar style font on a lot of these books from this era. So I got that one. What's this? Cards of Grief by Jane Yolen. That was really hard to read, but now that I know what it says, it's actually quite easy. Mortal Remains by Christopher Evans. Again, these are all $1. Couldn't leave them there. Never heard of some of these, but for $1, gotta keep it. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. A little bit of spine creasing, but in very, very good condition. I think it's a little bit sought after, this one. I'm not sure if I have it or not, but for now I'm going to keep it. And if I find that I've got it, I will move this on or bundle up a few of these, because I've heard the movie books are actually quite good and a little bit sought after. I think the first one in particular is very sought after, so I have a couple of copies of that somewhere. Camelot's Shadow by Sarah Zettel. I've read one Sarah Zettel before, back a long time ago. Usurper's Crown, I'm pretty sure it was called. Was it in here? The Usurper's Crown. Sorcerer's Treason. Usurper's Crown was the second one. And yeah, I liked it. I just never read any more of his stuff. This was part of it. There was another one, which I'll show here, called Camelot's Honor. So we've got a small paperback and then we've got the trade paperback. I think this is book 2 and 3. I'm not sure if either of these are book 1, but it's Camelot. and it's an author that I recognize and like, so I definitely had to get those. That was, I think that was $2 because it was a trade paperback, so can't complain. We got Sherry S. Tepper, The Awakeners, North Shore and South Shore. It's got a really cool cover. I've got some Tepper, I've got some Sherry. I just haven't read any, so. The Elven Bane by Andrea Norton and Mercedes Lackey. Andrea Norton, I should say. This is Book of the Year from the SF Book Club of America. I didn't realize that they used to collab and did a book. So that's pretty cool. Oh, this one was $1.50. There you go. So that's really cool. I'll probably keep that one. Then we got another one, Album Blood. So I'm guessing that is part of that series. Andre Norton, Mercedes Lackey. Got a really awesome cover. And just some Andrea Norton here. The Mark of the Cat. Cool. A lot of these, well, I say all these I'm really sort of seeing for the first time again, aside from just getting them off the shelf, putting them in the box and taking them. I brought them home, sorted them out in author, and then I haven't really looked at them. So if I get distracted, it's not my fault. Wraiths of Time by Andrea Norton. This has got a really cool cover. All Egyptian-y and stuff. An Ancient Warrior Princess from New York. This looks really good. Like cover-wise, I mean. Story, I'm not too sure. But I will definitely hold on to this one and hopes that it's a standalone or at least book one. But that looks great. Here's another David Eddings, The Diamond Throne, book one of the Millennium, which I'm guessing the Ruby one is part of that. So that's pretty cool. Mercedes Lackey, 4 and 20 Blackbirds. I've heard of this one before. I'm pretty sure I even have it. I have these, but I couldn't leave them there. I got Pierce Anthony. These are just some of the best covers out there. This is volume 1 of Bio of a Space Tyrant, Refugee. I have all 5 volumes, or I have at least the first 5 volumes. I'm not sure how many there are in the series, but I have all 5 back at home in Melbourne. And then this is volume 5 here, Statesman. But those covers just look amazing. And we've got some awesome Xanth. I'm sure these are Xanth. Are these Xanth? Yeah, these are all Xanth novels. Ogre. And I've never seen these covers before. They're all sort of matching covers. So I have had this one before, but not in this cover. Gollum in the Gears. I did recently find the first volume of Xanth, and I have, I think, the 3rd volume. So who knows what volumes these are, but I've got a good chunk here. Castle Rugner. I will be keeping these for a while until I read them and decide that I want to keep reading them or not read them. Centaur Isle. It's really cool. Bit dusty. Cruel Lie. Love these covers. I'm loving these cover designs. Dragon on a Pedestal. And then a different cover. We got Unicorn Point. Sequel to Robot Adept and 6th in the Apprenticed Adept series. So I'm guessing that's not Xanth. And Harpy Time, which this is a Xanth novel here. So that's awesome. So that's just one little section, mainly all the ones I got from this one opshop, with the exception of a couple of trade paperbacks, again, which I will show in 1 second. Just quickly get these off the table. There's too many here. All right. I forget which ones else I got from there. Oh, I got these 2 from there. Martin Middleton. You know, I'm just going to buy some Martin Middleton when I see them. This is book 1 of the Living Towers trilogy. So this is a later series after his what was it? The Chronicles of the Custodian. So this is, I don't know if it's set in the same universe or anything like that, but he wrote it after his 6 Chronicles of Custodians books. So that's book 1 of that series. And then I believe this is just a standalone Fort Tallis. I do have this already, so that's really cool. I got a random copy of Heat Guy J this way. This is just book, I'm assuming it's book 1. I think it is book 1. It doesn't have a number, but I've never seen this anime before, never read the manga, so I need to I had a little flick through it. It looked pretty funny, very sort of fan servicey, which is what you'd expect from a sort of Tokyo Pop, sort of Shonen Jump sort of style. So I don't know. I'm a sucker for manga, so if I see them there for cheap, it was $1, I'll pick it up. I believe I got this one from there. This is the year's best Australian science fiction and fantasy, volume 1. So this has got, it was from 95, I believe. Sorry, it's from 2005. It's from 2005. We have Margot Lanigan, Lynette Aspey, Deborah Biancotti, Terry Dowling, Kim Westwood, Rurik Davidson, Brendan D. Carson, Jeffrey Maloney, Kat Sparks, Damien Broderick, only one I recognize, and Brandon Duffy, and Ben Peake. So that will be awesome to be able to get to know some more, perhaps lesser known Australian sci-fi authors, which certainly lesser known to myself, and it's certainly no fault of theirs. So that's great that I found that. I'm not sure what else I grabbed from that one particular op shop, but I did hit up a few others along the way that day, so I'll just show what else I picked up. I got this, The Diary of a Bookseller, because it's got bookseller in the title, and I aspire to be one, semi-successfully one day, so this just seemed really interesting, and I'm a sucker for anything like this, so I had to pick up that. I got Scythe. I know this is, I think it's a YA. I've seen this in bookshops, like new bookshops all the time. I don't know if this is, I think it's like people, do they live forever? And then you can only die by these people with scythes. So they're called scythes or something. They're like Grim Reapers, but they call them scythes. I don't know. I probably just butchered the whole storyline. I don't even know if this is book 1 or 2 or 3. I think it's book 1. Pretty sure it's book 1. But it just seemed really cool. And it was $2. $2 or $1. So I got a CJ Cherry Rim Runners. Trade paper. Well, slightly smaller trade paper. One I'm pretty sure I don't have. I do have quite a lot of hers. This is a 1989 or 1990 version, so that's awesome. I've got this hardcover copy of Homecoming, Book 2, Maestro, R.A. Salvatore. I haven't read any of his stuff. I really need to. His Drizzt stuff apparently is just awesome. So I need to rectify that and read some of his work. But this is Book 2 of the Maestro, whatever, duology, trilogy, who knows. I will probably be putting this up on Etsy anyway, because it's a book 2 and I'm never going to get around to it. Certainly not in the near future. This is awesome. This is fantastic. This is the history of the science fiction magazine, edited by Michael Ashley, part 1, 1926 to 1935. This is awesome. I will be keeping this. This is from New English Library. Look at that awesome wraparound cover. Dust jacket. Beautiful underneath as well. Very, very nice condition. I'm going to read this very soon just to get a bit of information, learn a bit of history. The book itself is from 1974. So it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. I might sell it eventually, but I'm going to read this first. Got a copy of Peter Benchley's Island. I have been finding everything except for Jaws in hardcover. I found a copy of The Beast. I'm pretty sure is it The Beast or something? I've got a copy of another one I sent away, not hardcover, Peter Benchley, I sent away to a friend in America. I think it was The Deep. Yeah, I think I got a copy of The Deep on my Etsy. And I just would love to find a copy of Jaws. Wouldn't we all? It's Book Club Associates edition from 1979. So this one will be going up on my Etsy store, probably for not a lot of money, but it's very, very clean, very nice edition. I found book 5, Ink Black Heart, $2. I haven't read the first one yet. I'm reading Kaiju Preservation Society at the moment. So I read Holly Jackson's 5 Alive. That was okay. You could sort of pick what was going to happen as sort of she was about to like reveal certain secrets and certain plots and aspects of the book. You sort of like, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. So there wasn't really any surprises for me in that book. But it was still good. I still quite enjoyed it, and was just got me in the mood for more murder mystery type, detective type solving ones. Even though that's not really a murder mystery, but it isn't sort of thing. But anyway, this is book 5. I want to give them a go, so I will read the first one obviously first. This is awesome as well. I got Anne McCaffrey, The Crystal Singer. This one will be going up on my Etsy. This is in beautiful condition, aside from a little bit of browning. Smells good. Minor foxing. It's what you'd expect for an old book. The dust jacket has very minor wear on the edge here, but it is a very, very good condition. Aside from that, this is Severn House or Severn House. Yes, Severn House, and it is from 1982. So the first edition, this first edition published in Great Britain, 1982 by Severn House Publishers. So I don't know how first edition that is, but it is a very, very nice copy of this book. Then I went to Facebook Marketplace while I was out and about, and this gentleman was selling some Stephen King hardcovers for $5 each. So I snagged up 4 straight away. He had a lot more, but they sold really quick. I was lucky enough to say, can you put these aside? A couple for me. Couple to sell. Eventually they will all be sold, but I have sold a copy. I got Salem's Lot here. I sold a copy of this on my Etsy recently, so the exact same version. I sold it for $35. I'm going to be listing this for exactly the same price, $35 for this hardcover Salem's Lot. I was going to keep it, but I noticed in my collection I have a soft paperback version, so that will do me, because I do want to read that one next. Salem's Lot is the next Stephen King book I'm going to read after I read Night Shift. This was what I was looking for. This is what I wanted, because it's got Jerusalem's Lot in there, and I want to read that first before I read Salem's Lot. So I picked up this one. I will read this, and then I will sell it. And then in the matching, sort of similar matching hardcover, I got The Shining. I sold a copy of this on my Etsy as well for $20. Not this exact version. This one, they're just in really, really nice condition too. I have a paperback version of this, so this will just be going up on my Etsy. And he didn't have change, so I gave him cash, didn't have change, so I picked out another one to sell, and I got The Dark Half. Not worth a lot of money. I think it's maybe $17, $18, I think, so I will be listing this up on Etsy. Very, very beautiful condition though. So I do have a paperback of this, possibly a small hardcover, in fact, even, so I don't need this. So I got those ones. And then finally, here's the, well, not finally, but almost finally, here is the Bane books that I've been finding recently. So we got some David Weber here, The Apocalypse Troll. Apparently it is the first time in paperback. Nice shiny silver cover there. I got Holly Liesel, Minerva Wakes. Man, I tell you what, I am starting to warm to these covers. I know they're probably not the best, but I'm really starting to like these covers. Here's some Elizabeth Moon. Here we go. Hunting Party. This one is very, very knackered, but that's okay. That'll be going in my collection. for some reason. But I'll read it and then just pop it in a free library or something eventually. But yeah, cool cover. A little bit of water damage, a bit of a tear there. So probably would have left it if I had looked at it closely. Winning Colors. Another cool cover. How random is that cover? That's so good. Sporting Chance. Another great cover. Let's look at that cover. Got airships and spaceships, man. So good. Well, balloons. Anyway, I believe that's all Elizabeth Moon. Here we got some Mercedes Lackey, Bedlam's Bard. It's Mercedes Lackey and Alan Guan. Bedlam's Bard. I didn't know Lackey did Bane. I've got a lot of Lackey, but I don't recall them being Bane. So either. This one looks good as. This is called The Hub, Dangerous Territory. James H. Schmitz. Edited by Eric Flint. Eric Flint does a lot of these, if not only Bane. This is a book of short stories. The Complete Federation of the Hub, Volume 4. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to find the rest of these. They could be short stories based in the same universe, so that's cool. Bardic Voices, Book 1 of The Lark and the Wren by Mercedes Lackey. In celebration of Llama's Night? What? In celebration of Llama's Night, created by Mercedes Lackey and edited by Joseph Shermer. Another gorgeous cover. I think I like these covers now. James H. Schmitz, Tesley Amberden, edited and compiled by Eric Flint. There you go. This one's a nice shiny cover. And James H. Schmitz, Agent of Vega and Other Stories, with a preface by Mercedes Lackey, edited by Eric Flint and Guy Gordon. Really need to do some research on a lot of these authors so I can figure out why these people are editing and compiling and all that sort of good stuff. And then lastly, where is... Oh, that's over there. That's okay. And then we've got Mercedes Lackey, The Robin and the Cressel, Bardic Voices 2, which has got another awesome cover. Look at that. You got some like Reaper ghostly looking guy, and he's gonna mess up the bard. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm a Bane guy now. I think I'm a Bane guy. Have I read any Bane? No. But I have a couple, especially there's one in the next lot that I'm going to show in my next video that I really want to read because it just sounds amazing. And then lastly, I went to a local bookstore, secondhand bookstore near me, which their book prices are so good. Basically, everything's $4, and I'm quite happy to pay $4 for a paperback at a secondhand bookstore because I know they don't make a lot of money. At an op shop, though, I want to pay $1 to $2 because they have a lot of other things that they make their money on. So I don't know. I would rather pay more at a secondhand bookstore. But yeah, I got Star Wars. These are all Star Wars books, and I'm positive I don't have any of these because I look at my Star Wars books all the time. So I'm pretty familiar with the covers, and these ones I've barely even seen these covers even out in the wild, like even brand new. So we got an Imperial Commando novel, 501st, by Karen Travis. Definitely don't have this one. Definitely don't have this one. This is Star Wars Knight Errant by John Jackson Miller. Star Wars Clone Wars Gambit. This is Stealth. I believe I have this in hardcover, so I just got the paperback. Some of my hardcovers are worth a lot of money, so I'm quite happy to sell them off if I can find the paperback. Star Wars Luke Skywalker and the Shadows of Mindor. Never even heard of this one, and apparently it's quite early on in the pre-Disney timeline, as in it's set after Return of the Jedi, 5 years after A New Hope. So what's that? 2 years after Return of the Jedi. So that's pretty cool. And still set after, just before the, yeah. So 4 years before the Heir to the Empire, that trilogy. So that's awesome. Then we got Star Wars Legacy of the Force Fury by Aaron. Oh, that one was by Matthew Stover. He does a lot of Star Wars. Or actually, I'm possibly thinking of Aaron Stackpole. That's fine. And then Fury by Aaron Alston. Again, I think I have this on hardcover because I got a lot of these Legacy of the Force on hardcover. Really want to read some of these Legacy of the Force because they're set like 40 years after Return of the Jedi. Or 40 years after A New Hope. So, and I heard they're awesome. I heard they're really good. So, which I'm pretty sure they've been retconned now because of Disney, but I don't care. These are still canon in my opinion. That's great. And then Tempest, which I believe is the first one. This is written by Troy Denning. He does a lot of Star Wars books as well. I believe I have this in... I believe I've got this one in hardcover. So I've got the first one. Oh no, Vector Prime. Vector Prime is the first one. I have that in hardcover. So Legacy of the Force. So which one is this? Could be the last one. Anyway, but that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think the standout titles are for me. Did I move them? No. I mean, the Stephen King ones, because they're going to make me some. They're going to make me some corn. Some corn. For me, I really like corn. They're going to make me some coin. But this one in particular, I think, is the standout for me. This History of Science Fiction magazine, because it's just the artwork on that is just absolutely beautiful. Nice wraparounds, absolutely gorgeous. So until the next one, guys, stay safe, take care, be kind to one another, and just enjoy your books. Enjoy reading. Whatever it is that you read, just enjoy it because reading's cool. Reading's good. Cheers, guys.